Cutting scale guys, Nexas here, and welcome back to Destiny 2, and in today's video we're back again with more Duality dungeon gear to go through. Yes, we have brought back the brand new exotic from the dungeon, and that is going to be the Heartshadow sword. So basically in the dungeon, if you finish the raid or the dungeon itself, you have a chance of getting this exotic sword. It's only one chance per character once per week. You cannot farm for the sword, but I got lucky enough to get it on my first try because yeah, I bought some with freaking someone else's luck, let me tell you. I must have sacrificed to go there. Please somebody on the Bungie team anyway, because the Heartshadow, it dropped for me, and with it brings me all this beautiful stuff. And you can see this sword looks hella dope. There is an ornament for it too that you can buy in the shop, of course, and it looks dope as well. As I said, it's one of the weirdest looking swords ever, but it's got some really cool concepts to it. So basically this sword, the intrinsic on it is exhumation. Heavy attacks made with full sword energy turn you invisible, firing exploding void projectiles. So basically, if you think of the warlock sword like Snap, Royal Mustang Snap, the fireballs, it basically does that with their void instead, and also makes you invisible. It is also going to have a couple of other things, like it has the jagged edge for increased damage. It will also have the burst guard, so basically the freaking it's high resistance, but it doesn't last long at all. And it will also have the trait shot in the dark. Remaining invisible grants this weapon increased damage for a brief duration. Hitting a target with this weapon's projectiles while shot in the dark is active weakens them. So basically, once you go invisible, shot in the dark will just proc in the middle of your invisibility. It'll be on the left side, you can see it. And then if you hit someone with this exhumation, with this active, you will weaken them, which is honestly really dope, seeing as melting point and everything got nerfed to hell. So the Heartshadow exotic itself, this thing could go in pretty well with invisibility build. And of course, that means our old invisible friends, the John Cena's of freaking Destiny 2, you can't freaking see me, is gonna be the Hunter, of course, our Night Stalker with a Homunculus. It actually does, when you go invisible with this sword, you do actually proc the resist for a Homunculus. So this is gonna be a god tier sword for a lot of Hunter players who use Homunculus or run it in GMs and everything. Obviously, damage might not be as good as other things, but Heartshadow itself, going invisible just on a right click will be huge for that resist, and also, as I said, the weakening with shot in the dark. So 100%, this is going to be so synergistic with hunters. It's going to be their favorite sort of sword to go in with. Now, of course, because it is a dungeon exotic, there will be a catalyst for it as well. The catalyst gives you a trait called rate walk. So basically, you move faster while invisible. I haven't got the catalyst myself yet, but the way to get it is through defeating nightmares in the new dungeon and placing the chalices in certain areas. There will be guides up online soon, I assume, obviously, of the Heartshadow catalyst. So without further ado, let's go into some PvP with the Heartshadow sword. Alrighty, so we're gonna be on, of course, Exodus Blue? Yeah, Exodus Blue. I always forget names of mass boys, but we're gonna go in, of course, with our Hunter. Now, the sword itself, it ain't gonna do much, but if I go invisible, you'll see, I will get the shot in the dark. Boys, behind us! Ah! Boys, he's behind us! Get him! Oh my god, how is this guy not dead? Oh, good lord. But yeah, with the shot in the dark perk, it'll only happen when you're invisible and stuff, so every time I go invisible, I will, of course, get that shot in the dark, which increases sword damage whilst invisible. Or it will also give you, what's it called? Weaken enemies when I right-click and everything. Of course, in PvP, none of that really matters right now. It's not exactly going to be anything that's kind of... Oh my god, I got caught inside. But yeah, PvP swords, I know people are going to hit me with, yeah, but swords are so bad PvP. You sure? Yeah, I understand, but I'm just kind of messing around with it with a sword in PvP first. And then, you know, when we get down to it, we will switch across, of course. But... of course, their whole team is going to be just camping the freaking heavy from day freaking one. Boys, don't take my heavy. Don't take my heavy, please. Oh my god, we're going to have to grab this real quick. Bro, come here. Oh, okay, he's dead. Okay, he's dead, boys. Don't worry. Okay, we're going to go invis, though. We're going to third person, and we're going to run up on this guy. Now, I will say, the right click on this, honestly, kind of bad. Like, you can see, it is not ranged at all. We got the kill, and I had the void invincibility again. You can see, you get your resist from an homunculus and everything. So there is reasons to use this with a hunter, but the right click honestly is really, really freaking bad. Like when I say bad, I mean it barely goes freaking anywhere. So even like that range, it doesn't even go close. I got the kill eventually because it bounced, but it's not even really that close. So yeah, I will say that for PvP, there's going to be better options 100%. The Black Talon is always going to be way better and stuff like that because, yeah, it's just like a guaranteed sort of like a long range kill and everything. Oh my god, how are you not dead, bro? What the? Bro, die freaking hell. Oh, frozen! Help me out, boys! Oh, okay, we're alive, boys. Don't worry, we're alive. But yeah, I can tell you right now that this sword, when it comes to PvP anyway, I'm gonna say it's not really gonna be it. I think there is gonna probably be better PvP swords. All right, we're gonna get some more heavy and everything. We are kind of getting stomped, but as I said, this isn't really much of a review for PvP anyway, because I kind of just want to mess around with it a little bit. But when it comes to PvP, you can kind of see it isn't gonna be the worst, but you can see that it is kind of situational where it works. Like, look at that guy. He actually dodged it. So the right click, honestly, is very, very situational, but you will go invis every time you right click. So if I right click again, it will make me go invis now. That just wasted all my ammo. I'm an idiot. Oh, what a review, boys. What a review. But yeah, you can see the sword isn't bad for invis and stuff. But definitely when it comes to PvP, there is better options. Like, this is not going to be a PvP freaking exotic or anything like that. Of course, you'd hit me at my melee. Didn't kill him. God damn it. So yeah, this is by far going to be the quickest like PvP review I've ever done in my life, because PvP, this just isn't the sword for you guys. It's just like, you can left click if you want with it, and then obviously if you want to left click when you go invis. It's got to be nice for the extra damage and stuff, but realistically, it's just not really the play. Oh my god, boys, why is all there? Freaking hell. Alright. Time for the PvE side of things, of course, with our freaking Heartshadow exotic sword. So the Heartshadow is, as I said, obviously PvP. It's not that it's the worst, or it's not that it's bad or anything, and it will actually come in pretty nice with hunters going invis. So if you go invis and then, of course, go take out your sword, you will get that catalyst going if you have it. So with the catalyst PvP, it could be nice for like movement and regaining areas and like effectiveness and stuff. But first of all, it is taking up your exotic slot, so a lot of people say big no to that. And also the fact that when you do have it, it's right click honestly on the ground is really, really bad. I definitely do think that there is better exotic swords you're going to use in PvP, but when it comes to PvE, that is where this thing is, of course, going to shine so much more. We got 11 bullets. This is going to be the garden up, by the way. So you can see really high efficiency, but like it just burns out so fast. But you can block so much damage with it. And obviously when I go invis and everything, you will get obviously the shot in the dark and everything like that. So if I right click some of these guys and then I left click, you can see that guy got weakened and the other guy got hit for a good bit of damage. So you can see, honestly, the sword can be really, really sweet. I will definitely admit, though, although it's exotic, its damage isn't really as much as you kind of want it to be compared to other swords like Lament and everything. Lament's right click is just insane when you get the combos going. So I don't know exactly what Bungie were going for with this sword. Maybe for the weakening. The weakness is actually really good considering, as I said, melting point and stuff got nerfed a little bit. So this is one of the most reliable ways to weaken things. And with Void 3.0, you can get a bunch of benefits for weakening, like going invis when you weaken targets, stuff like that. So we'll definitely say there is benefits to it, but it is going to be kind of, no pun intended, freaking overshadowed. That's why it's probably called the Heartshadow, because it gets overshadowed by anyone with a brain. The heart doesn't always speak for the brain, boys, but yeah, definitely gets overshadowed by a lot of other sort of weapons that you can get in PvE, especially like exotic, as I said. Lament is just so freaking good. Obviously, Void Burns, etc. As I said, Void 3.0. Maybe you can make some really synergistic builds with the invis and obviously weakening and stuff like that, but I just feel like unless they made these right clicks really like god tier damage, like I can see a high value target, I'll try to waste them. But you'll see that the damage on it isn't exactly insane. I'll try to get the weakening going too. But it definitely wouldn't be anything I'll be like, oh my god, this thing absolutely drops them. It does decent damage, don't get me wrong, but wouldn't be anything I'll be like, oh my god, tier. Like, look at that. He's weakened. And you can see, without actually the guard as well, you can't actually right click again, but we'll right click now. And you can see, it can two-shot the thing, so it can do some decent damage, but as I said, if that's Lament, I can just tear through his HP anyway. Oh, but there's a big dude here, though. We're getting weakened, then we slice him, and there's the one-shot. That's what I mean by, like, it can actually do some decent damage. Like, it isn't the worst sword in the world, but as I said, it just takes up that heavy exotic slot, so its main focus is really going to be for weakening and stuff like that. So we like a big guy's over here. You can weaken him first, and then everyone can just go to town on his ass and do actually a ton of damage. So that is where you're going to see the biggest benefits of this Heartshadow, I think. Like as I said, just one right click, he gets weakened, and then you can just absolutely blast him with something else. So you use this. Boys, oh, guys, I'm going to try help you. Don't worry. I'll try help. Oh, he's on sword. All right, boys, we got to go in and hit this Primeval as hard as we can because we are kind of getting a little bit stomped. But you'll see, we'll go invis, and of course, you can't see it because the Primeval's there, but we hit him once. We'll go invis again. And the thing is, I think the synergy they're going for is that you can left click then, and then you can right click to go invis again. So it means your left clicks are always going to be somewhat harder, and I just rugby tackled the freaking Dawn Blade. Oh, how am I so bad at this game? But yeah, I will say that the sword is kind of uninspiring. I wouldn't say it's anything I'll be like, oh my god, this is the must get and stuff. It's pretty cool in certain situations, and it looks hella dope. But I do think it definitely like, I would say underperforms, but definitely underdelivers compared to other weapons. We're just gonna leave. But definitely compared to other sort of swords in the game already, this one isn't exactly selling the world to me. Like, it's not bad. But yeah, definitely, it could be a lot better in terms of they could have given it so much more to it. But say la vie, this is the new dungeon sword. If you want to try get it, you can. As I said, it's not exactly anything I'll be like, oh my god, you gotta get your hands on this right now. Damage of the sword isn't exactly god tier or anything like that. Like, it can hurt. And don't get me wrong, with obviously electric and stuff, it will be nice. But it kind of misses the mark on a couple of things. Like, as you can see, you can get the electric going in, the right click. It can do some decent damage, but it's just when it comes to like swords you want to use, Lament I feel like is a little bit better unless you're gearing toward this freaking what's it called, the weakening of the sword. Well, that is it for me and the Heartshadow sword. Honestly, this sword, it is the brand new dungeon one. I do kind of like it. It's kind of fun to go in with, but I definitely will say that it's definitely, for how cool and everything it looks, it definitely doesn't really hit as hard as you want it to. Like, don't get me wrong, it can do decent damage. And obviously weakening things, of course, with the shot in the dark. So hitting a dark with the projectiles while shot in the dark is active, weakens them. That sort of thing is really, really cool. And obviously going invis and being able to melee really, really well with the damage too. Or right click too will do extra damage as well. But I just feel like there is other weapons in the game, like as I said, other exotic swords that kind of do better than this. Like, don't get me wrong, this might be really clutch in certain situations, and GMs going invis on a right click, honestly pretty clutch in certain situations, with a monkulus getting the resist as well. It really is kind of cool to kind of go in with. But when it comes to just straight up DPS stuff, it's more like this, like this weapon isn't really about just DPS or anything. It seems like it's more to do with like utility and just staying alive and everything like that, which, as I said, there's definitely better weapons to kind of go. Like, Lamento's absolutely wrecks out. There is the tractor cannon too when it comes to the weakening. Tractor cannon weakens just off a shot, so you don't even need to keep it or go invis or anything like that. You just need to shoot and that's it. So definitely, if you want to do the dungeon, or if you're going after, as I said, the new purpose sort of pulse rifle, try get this at the same time. Of course, you want to be grinding at the end of the dungeon anyway, so if you do get this and get the catalyst and everything, it'll be fun to go in with. But I wouldn't say if it's coming to raid clears or if it's coming to GMs and stuff, I don't think this is going to be on top of the priority list. It definitely doesn't take meta in the energy slot or the power slot. But regardless, if you like the video, show us a like, and you want to see more content, subscribe, and fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next collective in the next one.